primary account at work or wherever you're at, that you have an address to go, you've received something to go look in the group-wise web mail.
That might work.
I do that too. So I just get it forwarded so I know in Gmail. Okay, there's some new emails from the county, but then I go log in on the webmail, the group-wise, to check them and then actually respond to them.
Right, and then these things are. I think you're having yours forwarded to Gmail, and you're checking it out on your PDA.
Right. So but I don't respond to anything from that unless I log in through the webmail on my phone, which I can do.
A little cumbersome, but you can do.
Cumbersome. True.
Well, just to show you how complicated this gets, I got an email from Councilmember Stan Snap across the street this morning. I'm sorry, I didn't get an email from Councilmember. I got a private message on Facebook from Stan Snap, and it was about council-related stuff. So what I did in that case was I took that, copied it, forwarded it to Sam Crawford at Whatcom County, then went into webmail, picked that up, responded to Stan, which my response on the substance was, sure, that sounds great, but then I went into about 3 paragraphs about how complicated our email is, and could you please start using my, but this is, it's, and I think maybe Karen said it well when she said, we haven't caught up to that technology yet. We're starting to realize all the implications of this, and I'm certainly, and I think all of us have gone through the experience. Well, not all of us, but I in particular accidentally deleted an email. I say accidentally because I have no recollection of deleting it, but it's not there anymore, from this spring that somebody else remembered I was there when I received it. And I'm sitting here saying, here I had all this I'm bulletproof, and yet I lost something. So I'm trying to funnel everything in, and I think the rest of us are. The one council member that said she's going to, here's what I think our policy, and we didn't do this formally, but we might, do we write policies for the office? We might want to have a written policy on this, and that would be that all of our business be done coming and going via email through the council website. And then we will make an exception for our technologically challenged.
They can take my computer. Anybody that's public,
I know,
can take my computer.
The one exception to that was we were going to continue, as long as she made sure the county council office got it, that not to receive emails on your own computer, but to send them. In other words, if you receive an email on your home computer about county business, you should be forwarding that to the council.
They have every single thing.
And I believe you're doing that, right?
But I even did it before I got on the computer. I only got on the computer, what was it, 2002? I never touched one before then, maybe 2001. And it was all you guys made me do it. Before that, it was all papers. They got, rooms of my stuff before that. So
I see Steve Oliver sitting back there. Yesterday I got an email from the treasurer's office and responded to it, and then went, whoops. So I had to send that and my response to get it on the county email, then get into the county email and start over again. It takes a little while, but I think we'll get through
this new system that we're contemplating. One of the main problems for us in responding to all these requests was the amount of time that they take up. And part of my motivation is to make it easier on you and Mark and Karen and Dana and everyone in our office and all over the county to respond to these things accurately, quickly, and without taking up a lot of our time. So I hope we can make that a high priority whenever we sort out what our new email software is going to be.
Yes.
Carl.
Just got one more question to make sure we're doing it right, because I think we've all, and I know Barbara and I do it because we've had lists of people. Like I have a list of people on Lummi Island I communicate to, and instead of putting all 50 names in the to thing, I'll blind CC them. So it looks like it's coming from me to me, so they don't have to know each other's names. Right. But I'm assuming when it's a public record, all those names ought to be shown. So we need to, if we're forwarding it on to the council, we should put the whole list.
Wait a second.
That might be retained in the metadata.
That's
unless somebody specifically requests the metadata, I don't think I would.
So it's all right to blind
routinely-
CC?
Yeah.
It's part of.
He just wants my list.
Yours, but it's not going to be part of the electronic record.
I sit up all night.
Of somebody that received
every time people.
But if someone does a PDR and specifically wants the BCC list, they would be allowed to access it, and the computer would still know what it was.
Right. But we'd have to go to that account.
Wait.
Okay.
No, the third party can access it, right? I mean, if somebody takes my computer, somebody who doesn't, who wants to do harm to my computer can't get a hold of it. This is a.
They can.
This is in the context of a request for records.
So somebody could ask for your list of who you're sending stuff to.
Oh,
I don't.
not sure, well, okay, we all have address books with distribution lists and things like that.
What do you mean? Address book? I don't either.
Well,
Yeah, you have big lists that you send to emails to big lists of people, right?
Oh, okay. That's not an address. Well, I didn't call it an address book, but go ahead. Thought you meant like a address book.
well, let's go back to the example of the email that went out to all staff, and Sam saw.
That was an address book.
Well, that was a distribution list that we maintain here at the county. And I'll work with Suzanne, but it probably should have been BCC'd, and then you wouldn't have seen it. However, on Suzanne's email,
But they'd have it.
there's a record of all 800 county employees or whatever.
When I get home on that one, I'll forward it to you and you'll see what I see.
No, don't forward it to me.
Well, who wants to see it?
So in other words, if I send a BCC to my list at Point Roberts and it has 60 names in the BCC, and someone in Point Roberts receives that but doesn't know who it all went to, they could do a public disclosure request asking for my email and everybody I sent it to for that email.
I'll think, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Really? I thought that only the third party could do, like the legal person.
I don't know.
Well,
That's what they're saying.
but I guess
No,
the
they're
other
saying
thing
that I don't, people,
well, here's one
they
big
don't want to
thing.
be on email lists where they're going to get spammed and scammed and stuff.
Well, our process here at the county is when a request comes in, the first thing we do is freeze the records, and then we try to produce them, and then we do some type of review, which usually includes the attorneys, and then we release the responsive records to the public. So, you know, we're skipping a big step here where, you know, we like to review the records before we release them. I mean, from an information.
I'm not talking about the records. I'm talking about everything I send out, I send to Nadine. Everybody's got the, you know, it's public document. Nothing I send out is done without it being copied to Nadine.
Except the names of who you're sending it to aren't on
Yeah,
it.
but that's still,
Well, there is an exemption in the Public Records Act. If somebody is asking for a list of individuals for commercial purposes, then we can't provide that.
what
We are
if they
forbidden.
what if they do something with it anyway that harass people?
Well, we don't have any control over that.
Well, I better tell everybody that. Huh?
Clear as mud?
Wait a minute, I can't do, AOL doesn't let me do that.
Do what?
I can send everybody's, like,
I think Barb needs a private lesson on her computer
I
after this
couldn't even
meeting.
get it off my AOL when I tried. The
Is there
different
anything
lists.
else from staff that
How do you do that?
you can think of that we're not doing right or we can help with
Anything
I mean, in general?
on this particular topic? No? Okay.
Is that all you had?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, and with that, we are adjourned. Thanks.
Well, you have an address book off this side.
I'm not sure.
Right, well, it's on your computer. It's not
So you want to
AOL,
check
it's on your computer.
I think it was from Suzanne, and I just got one
No, I can't.
yesterday.
Highlight it.
It doesn't do it that way, it just has an.
I get the whole list once in a while too. Maybe it's okay.
You have up here an icon with a little folder.
We don't make it.
You tap that.